my name is Bishop Gregory Lightner, and this is Pastor Karen Lightner, and we are the host of Is Love Enough? Today's topic is it fair? It is a question that is debated between couples, marriages, relationships all the time. Is it fair? Oh, and our guest today will be the Browns.
Hello.
And we're discussing, hello.
Hi.
Is it fair? We're discussing a mistake we've all made at one time or another, not understanding how to prioritize our home life from everyone and everything else.
Yes, this is very important, especially when we first got married. We had to work through this, and there's other couples that are married longer that are still working through it. But before we get to our topic, we would like to say a little bit about WYTV7.
Yes, WYTV7 is a non-profit television station that sponsors shows just like ours that help educate, empower, and encourage our communities. Please consider donating by going to WYTV7.org. Click the red button and donate now.
Click that red button and donate now. Now, today's guests have been married for 3 years. They are church leaders. And I think it's safe to say they have learned a little bit about to share with our listening and viewing audience about is it fair?
Yeah, oftentimes out of habit, newly married people have a hard time separating familiar relationships from home, understanding that their first priority is now their spouse.
Is now their what?
Their spouse.
Their spouse. Their husband or their wife? Yeah. Not the job.
No, not the job.
Not
the job. No,
not the boys.
Not the boys. The spouse.
The spouse. Okay.
The spouse.
Okay. Yeah.
Today we're going to explore some common decisions that hinder relationships.
And so right now we would like the Browns to introduce themselves.
Welcome to Is Love Enough.
Welcome to Is Love Enough.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for having us. My name is Jonathan Brown. My title is Prophet Jonathan Brown. I'm the pastor of Warriors Worship Center, and I pastor along with my beautiful wife,
Lady Jessica Brown.
And our church is in the beautiful city of Brunswick, Georgia.
All right. So today's show is all about is it fair? We're going to explore this because this is a trap, can be a trap for many couples. It can lead to very big problems within the marriage or within a relationship. So we want to explore that.
Yes. Okay. Can you share with our viewers a time early in your engagement or marriage when you've made a decision that you now understand wasn't fair for your relationship with one another?
Well, I start off. One of the first one I made was I think it had to be accepting the extension of my contract coaching college football. When I told her that I would have been done coaching college football, so we'd be able to move down south. I think that was my time.
I think mine was.
Oh, you got plenty.
Come on, Lady Brown.
You have plenty.
Yes, I do have plenty. Yes, I do. I think was realizing that I had a whole man. Realizing that I had a husband, and it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But
Excellent. What decision? You want me to
what
tell
is? Yeah, go ahead and tell her.
She bought a car.
I didn't want to say it
without telling me and telling me we had to go down and pick it up.
I didn't want to say it
without even discussing it with me.
I told you. I did.
You bought a whole car?
When you got home.
A whole car. Told me when I got home, we got to leave in the morning to go pick it up.
Well, she brought a whole car and you extended your contract. So I kind of balanced out.
I think so.
I'll tell you guys something that I did when we first got married, because like you, we are very much provider mind oriented. I gotta provide for my family, gotta provide for my own. So it was work in church, and I would work 15-hour days, most of the time 6 days a week, sleep on a little bit of Saturday, and then go to church and spend all day in church on Sunday. And it wasn't that she doesn't love God or I don't love God. but I had to prioritize, okay, I can't take an engagement, or I can't do this, or I can't do that, I can't do this, because I gotta have some time to spend with her. That was a big one for me, and understanding that I got this whole life. She needs some time.
Yeah, I got to ask y'all a question. How did y'all work that out? She bought a whole car. You at the end of your contract. How y'all work that out?
Yeah, that's good. How did we work that
Well,
out?
you really want to know. See, what happened was I had to butter him up very well the night before.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. So that changed his, made him say, okay, honey, we'll leave at certain time in the next morning. Mhm.
I don't think that was.
Yes, it
that
was.
wasn't the only thing.
What was the only thing?
You had the. She had to give me permission to drive her car. Multiple times when I wanted to, and she couldn't tell me how long I could work. So that was the agreement.
Because you had to work to pay for that car.
Absolutely.
Yes, he did. Yeah. So I
So
let him have
now, let's ask this, looking back, or let's ask the big question of the day. Is love enough?
No. I'm just
Yeah.
Okay, come expound on it. Expound on it. Is
Tell
love
us,
enough?
tell us why yes or why no.
Yes.
Yes, love is the love. Why?
Why is love enough?
Why? Actually,
I'm
you let
asking
it
you.
go.
No, go.
Go.
Why is love enough?
Answer.
You answer. Don't do
Somebody,
So somebody.
Go.
that.
So
Well, love is enough because apparently she's camera shy. Love is enough because I believe love is enough because once you have love, you know the ins and out, and you still continue to learn, and you will put your love and the love for that individual before any decision you will make. So love have a lot to do with it in making decisions and caring for that individual, even in the good, the bad, and the ugly. Love will sustain you in that initiative.
And also, not only that, love. We love each other differently every day. So love is enough, but love is different. It's a different love every day. It's not the same love yesterday. We have a different love for each other. So love is.
love grows,
You know
love
I do, honey.
matures, love develops, love changes, love
Right.
deepens. Right. And for us, we always say that love is a great basis, but it needs some other stuff. Push it along.
You need to bring that little that thing called communication. You need some of that in it.
Oh yes. Yes.
Yeah.
A good dose of
Yes.
trust.
Yeah.
Good dose
Yes,
of understanding.
trust.
Yes.
And mix that with a little bit of
Yes,
compromise.
understand and compromising.
Yeah, and sprinkle a little compassion on it.
Yeah, sprinkle a little compassion on it.
Compassion.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
with
I
that
show
love,
compassion all the time.
Then it's enough. Yeah.
yeah.
All right, let's dive into this next question here.
Okay, let me ask you both this. Is it fair for someone to go to their spouse's family seeking approval for a decision that they can agree on? Why or why not?
This is a really big question because a lot of couples, when they are in a disagreement over a decision, they will seek out mom's approval or dad's approval, and then bring that back into the relationship and say, well, my mama said, or my daddy said, but your mom or daddy not making a decision. So tell us, is this fair? Why not?
I say no, it's not fair. We haven't experienced that at all in the 3 years we've been married. So to those out there, I would say no, it is not fair to do that because, that's between you and your husband. So you and your husband should have a great, y'all might be upset with each other, whatever the agreement is, but y'all should still talk it over before the day end instead of going or calling your parents or your family member to ask them for advice on something that's between you and your husband. You shouldn't bring your family in.
Yeah. I agree. You should bring your family in it because they don't have no place for that for the decisions that's in that household. Like I tell my wife, you got to come to a common denominator. We got to come to a common place where we can meet on an equal playing field or an equal plane that will be successful for our household and what we need to develop in our household to be successful and to build our empire.
Yeah, because a lot of time, people go out there and seek approval, like from the family, and they bring all of that nonsense in,
Right.
which makes matters worse.
Worse.
Because what opinion they might have, and it might not even work for y'all.
Right.
Then
Two of the biggest decisions that we made as a young couple was one moving from Charlottesville to South Carolina.
Yes.
And we had to completely put out our family's feelings because one side of the family was going to be hurt regardless. If we moved to Norfolk, then my side would have been happy, your side would have been hurt. Moved to South Carolina, same thing. My side, your side happy, my side hurt. And then where we were going to live. Now your dad had found this little trailer.
Bless his heart.
So I looked at it, I said,
Bless his heart.
"We gonna live where? And so we had to come to those decisions together,
Yes.
void family opinions, because of course all the family had opinions.
Yes.
We should go here, we should do this, we should do that. So we had to come to an agreement together. Okay, what's best for our family? What's best for our lives? And that's what we had to ultimately do.
Yeah, we moved to Charlottesville, so it was like, okay, both sides of the family was happy because one was like, okay, but they're not original. Why they had to stay the original with her family? And if we moved to yours, why they had to go there? So we moved totally different areas, which worked out fine.
It worked out fine.
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah, it did. It wasn't an easy decision, but it was a decision that we ended up coming to through communication and trusting one another.
Yes.
Yeah, like us. It wasn't easy for us either.
It
wasn't easy for we had to make a decision also because it wasn't easy for me moving from Savannah up North Carolina when I was taking care of my grandmother. So that, that broke me down a little. It did, but I was like, okay, it's time for me to live my life and be with someone that I love.
And some decisions sometimes it does have a emotional effect off balance sometimes from one or the other. Like my wife I know my wife was happy because she was coming back to her family. I was quite sad because I was moving 8 hours away from my family. So we had to balance that out, and the love then is what made it good and made it fair for both of us because we understood what each one was going through. Listen, this conversation is going so good. I'm so glad to have the Browns on with us, but we have to take a short commercial break, and we'll be right back after this with Is Love Enough?
Calling all HBCU alumni, supporters, and golfers. It's that time of year again. Yes, the HBCU Swing Into Their Dreams Charity Golf Tournament on Tuesday, April 5th. If you missed the last one, you have time once again to be epic. Don't miss the golf tournament of the year. The Swing Into Their Dreams HBCU Charity Golf Tournament at the Atlanta National Golf Club in Milton, Georgia, Tuesday, April the 5th. Registration begins now. Sign up your golf teams at swingintotheirdreams.com. That's swingintotheirdreams.com or call 770-686-7148. That's 770-686-7148. Don't miss it.
Welcome back to Is Love Enough, where we're talking about is it fair, and our guests are the Browns. Yes. Let's hit this question here, lady.
Dave, we got a question from one of the viewers.
Okay.
The question is, my spouse is always complaining about my family being at our house, but he knew we were close before he married me. He better get it together because I love my family. What the world? He says I'm being unfair. Prophet and Lady Brown, help our viewers, please. Yes.
Go ahead, lady. I will say this to help the viewers. Me and my family is very close, and they do come over from time to time. But we have the understanding that we love my family, and we want to see them at least twice a month. So we have that understanding.
Maybe it's twice
a month. Let's see them, because living in North Carolina, I did not have the ability to see my parents because I was 8 hours away. And so when the family come over now, it's like, okay, it's a joy. We can go shopping, have fun, laugh, and joke. But sometimes you have to put a break on when you want to see them to keep your spouse happy. When your spouse want that intimate time, want that like we have code words we use when it's time to have intimate time. We have a code word she would say, and I'm like, okay. We going to worship. Hallelujah. Time for worship.
That's right.
So we know when not to invite them, and we learn each other love language to execute when to invite family over.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's good.
It can be, family can be a blessing and a curse all in one. If you don't set boundaries with family, I think it becomes a bit of a curse. It whichever spouse is closest. We happen to both be very close to our family. Lady's very close to her family. Pastor very close to her family. I'm very close to my family. And whenever they're down this way, they're here. And her family lives here in Richland. But we do have healthy boundaries set. And my mom also lives with us too, on her side. But we do have healthy boundaries set within our home that, okay, this is our time. And then this is time y'all can come and we all can be together. But this time over here, this is our time. And without doing that, without setting a clear-cut boundary, I think you put a pitfall there for the family in the relationship.
Yeah, because you have to have some kind of boundary set, because if not, you will have, sometimes we always have that one member that likes to pop up.
Yes.
Often, and you like, weren't you here last week, or won't you hear this thing? And if you don't set boundaries, you have people that come to the house every day and want to stay all day. So where did that leave time for us?
Right,
you know?
right.
Yeah, that can be a hindrance.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Well,
sometimes
for us, I know his family let us know when they coming down, so we already know. Okay, let's get this, and then make sure this is just straight, and the door is open, they can come in. So we know when they come. Ain't no surprising and pop up over here.
But that's the reason. That's the reason why I love staying 8 hours away. So they have to call.
Oh, you had that planned out.
You got to plan out. You got to call before you do.
Right. Before you come.
Okay, let me ask you this. Many times in relationships, people are at odds because they're expected to be mind readers. Is it fair for them to assume they know what they did or said? Thinking about what you've learned as newlyweds, how have you handled this?
Hey, lady.
Come on, Lady Brown.
Come on, because you can talk. Talk. What you do? Talk.
Come on, get the ball rolling, Prophet. Come on.
Talk. Oh, Lord. What's the question again? Give me the question one more time.
Many times in a relationship, people are at odds because they're expected to be mind readers. Is it fair for them to assume they know what they did or said? Thinking about what you've learned as newlyweds, how have you handled this?
Because sometimes in a relationship, one person can be mad about something and the other person not even know or not even understand, okay, this made me mad. They don't have a clue. what made you mad. And I'll give you a situation that just happened. There's a family member mad with another family member, and they said to that family member, well, you should know what made me mad 3 years ago. Well, duh.
Whole 3 years.
So is it fair?
No, it's not fair because now you shortchanging your spouse or in that love relationship. I know for us, Lady, I say this, Lady was mad at me a couple of times. They said, you should know why I'm mad. I'm like, no. And she had to eventually tell me the reason why she was upset. You remember that? Yeah. And I told her, I said, I'm not no mind reader. Since you're a prophet, I'm not no mind reader. Communication is key.
I always throw that on him. I mean, we cannot be in church, not be in church. We could be home, and I'll be like, okay, you know why I'm upset, prophet. You prophesy to everybody else, so you should know, prophet, of what's going on in this house and what's going on with your wife.
No, you have to
Yes.
tell me. You have to tell me.
But what if sometimes I don't want to tell you? Then you should already like, okay, so I talked to my wife and this, okay, this is what
I'll leave you alone until you calm down so you can have a conversation. I give you your space.
Right, but when you come home, then you just interrupt. You be like, "What's wrong with you?" Then that.
But sis, sometimes we really have to come out and tell them honestly.
Yeah, we don't
because they don't
Right.
know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I eventually would tell him what's going.
Hours later.
Right,
Because
I don't want to do it. Right?
And
Yeah,
you tell her
because-
during pillow talk time, that she want to tell. I'm already sleepy. I'm about to go to sleep. I ain't gonna listen to your conversation.
Okay, so is it right to assume?
No,
No, it's not. No,
No.
Okay.
Because
we can't assume always. No.
right.
Yeah.
And for most, it's normally something the man has done to upset the wife. I mean, let's be honest. It's normally is something that we have done.
Well, I can say this. Sorry to cut you off, Bishop. There's times where she be mad at me because she leaves something on the floor that I'm clearly not looking looking down to pick up.
Oh my Lord.
And I'm walking out the door. She's like, "You seen that?" No, I'm looking straight. I'm looking straight ahead. I'm focused. My mind somewhere else. Trying to get out this door. You talk about something on the ground that you left there.
But see, prime example, like he came home today and there was something down there on the floor. I said, I'm gonna leave it right there and see if he gonna pick it up when he get home.
See?
Sure do.
Yes, tell me to pick it up. Tell me it's there, and I will gladly pick it up. But I've learned from being married for 27, 28?
Oh, you got it.
27 years that a pastor likes to leave stuff to see if you're gonna pick it up, right? So then if I consciously sometimes I look around to try to see, okay, what's out of place, so I can put it up.
Yeah, I'll be setting him up though. And he been passing lately.
I knock it down to say, okay, let me see if he gonna pick it up.
Listen,
and you know I won't fuss. If I do,
listen, we want you to encourage our viewers that are watching that may be going through some of these things we talked about today, about coming to a resolution and understanding how to be fair with one another.
Give us about 30 seconds.
30 seconds, go.
Well, as being married to your spouse, you have to have a communication somewhere all the way in your relationship, because without communication, there would be nothing. Your marriage would be all out of whack, all everywhere. So I just want to encourage those that are watching, have communication, have trust, believe in your spouse. What else?
I will say have an open line of communication where you can say, well, you ain't get the acronym. You got to be hot. When we talk, I use the terminology, I'm going to be hot with you. I'm going to be humble, open, and transparent.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Say it again.
Say it again.
Humble, open, and transparent. Hot.
Oh, I like
Be
that.
hot
I'm
with
gonna
you.
be hot with you later.
Oh, okay, I like
I'm
that.
gonna be hot with you later.
Okay.
Right there.
Yes, yes.
All right, thank you, Prophet and Lady Brown, for joining us today and sharing your insight with our viewers. Listen, if you have a unique story you would like to share or a question for Let's Ask Mama or Is Love Enough, would you you can email us at gtlm.isloveenough@gmail.com.
Listen, we would like to dedicate today's show to my sister, my friend, my ride or die, my get in trouble partner when we were teenagers. Got fussed at. We escaped the beatings though. We got a lot of fussing at. Hide each other's secrets. Erica Frazier, who passed early today. You are forever in our hearts.
Yes.
We love you dearly. We want to say to Frazier and the girls, we are here for you.
We
And
love
we
you
love you.
guys. Until the next time.
On Is Love Enough?